something 10 days maybe? Did you go somewhere nice? Did you do something fun? Right, that's good. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. All right. Have you done all your work that I've sent you? Excellent. Great. All right, so what day are we on today? Right, today we're on Monday, August 24th, 2020. Now for session 1, we're going to be covering up blueprint 2. Now before we go to today's lesson, let's do a quick review on what we've done so far 2 weeks ago in our blueprint 2. Do you remember? Right, so last week, 2 weeks ago, we did section 2. We did what? I love doing experiments, right? So we did some vocabulary checklists about love, like, hate, okay? Distinguish the difference between them, okay? And then you were asked to write an essay about why you like learning English, especially in reading, writing, and listening, speaking skills. Which one don't you like? We also did gerunds, grammar based on gerunds. What does gerunds mean? How do we use gerunds? We also put them in sentences as well. Do you remember? Yep. And also we did some class exercises as well, correct? On page 50 and 51. Now, for today's class, we're going to be looking at lesson 3. What are you up to? What are you up to? Now, a phrase of what are you up to, it just means what are you doing now? Okay? What are you going to be doing? What are you doing? What are you doing now? Alright? So what are you up to on page 52? Now, before we go and details of what it is, let's listen to our module conversation, track 30. Module conversation, track 30. Now listen.
Track 30.
Are you enjoying your semester?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot and making friends. My roommate and I get along too.
Are you doing any extracurricular activities these days?
Sure, I'm on a bowling team. We practice a lot on the weekends, so I'm improving my game. What about you?
I'm in an English conversation club. We talk a lot about current events, news stories, movies, things like that.
Are you doing it as part of a class?
No, I'm taking English classes too, but the club is just for fun. We don't study, it's just chatting. My listening and speaking skills are really improving.
That sounds great. Can I join?
Right, I hope you've already listened to track 30, and even that, we're going to quickly read track 30 together. Alright? Read the conversation. Nancy, are you enjoying your semester? Yeah, I'm learning a lot and making friends. My roommate and I get along too. Are you doing any extracurricular activity these days? Sure. I'm on a bowling team. We practice a lot on the weekends, so I'm improving my game. What about you? I'm in an English conversation club. We talk a lot about current events, news stories, movies, things like that. Are you doing it as part of a class? No, I'm taking English classes too, but the club is just for fun. We don't study, we just chatting. My listening and speaking skills are really improving. That sounds great. Can I join? Good. Now let's move along to let's move along to vocabulary section. As you can see, I'm not writing any definitions down in this section, right? Because I want you to hear it, I want you to try and follow it, and also, after you hear each word that is explained, you need to write them down in your notebooks. It's important, alright? So, vocabulary, first I'm going to read them twice, and then I'm going to read them again with the definitions, okay? 1. Improve. Improved. 2. Roommate. Roommate. 3. Currently. Currently. 4. Club. Club. 5. Skill. Skill. 6. Join. Join. 7. Extracurricular activity. Extracurricular activity. 8. Current event. Current current event, at the moment, get along, chat, these days, these days. Alright, what you need to do now, you need to listen. I'm going to say the word again, and this time with its definition. So you need to listen to it very carefully. Okay? Word number 1. Improve. Improve. Improve is to get better or make something better. To get better or make something better. Number 2. Roommate. Roommate. Roommate is a person you live with. Roommate is a person you live with. Number 3. Currently. Currently. Currently, it's like something right now that you're doing right now. Currently, I'm living in Cambodia. Okay, something that's happening now. Okay? Number 4, club. Club. Club is a social group for people with the same interest. A social group for people with the same interest. Number 5, skill. Skill. Skill is the ability to do something. The ability to do something. Number 6, join. Join. Join is to become a member of a club, a team, like a football team or something, okay? Or like a member team, to join in a member of swimming team or basketball team, okay? So it's join. Number 7, extracurricular activity. Extracurricular activity is something you choose to do at school but not for a class. Number 8, current event. Current event. Current event is an event that's happening recently, not long time ago. Current event. Number 9, at the moment. At the moment. At the moment is a phrase that says at this time, right now, okay? At the moment. Number 10, get along. Get along. Get along is to like each other, to enjoy being with each other. Get along. Number 11, chat. Chat. Chat is to make conversation, okay, or talk to someone. Chat. Number 12, these days. These days. These days is basically just mean today. Like these days, this week, these days. Okay? These days. Alright, that's it. That's the end of the definitions. Now I'm going to read it again one more time. Improve, roommate, currently, club, skill, join, extracurricular activity, current event, at the moment, get along, chat, these days. Good. Now I hope that you already listened and heard all of the words and its definitions, and I hope that you already wrote into your notebook. But if you haven't followed it, please make sure that you followed it very carefully and try to understand. If there's a word that you don't understand, feel free to let me know and then I can clarify it for you. Okay? Alright, that's all for Blueprint 2 for Session 1. Don't go away. Stay for Session 2. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
From the top, let's go!
Alright, welcome back to Session 2. Now for Session 2, we're going to be sticking with Speaking Tutor 1A. Today's lesson, we're moving on to a new lesson, Lesson 2, Extension and Details, page 108. Before we go there, let's do a quick review on what we've done so far in our Speaking Tutor 1A 2 weeks ago. Okay? Do you remember what you've done so far? So far we were doing in lesson 1, okay? And we did some dialogue practice with wetlands. We were talking about wetlands. You were asked to write an essay about wetlands in Cambodia as well, correct? and we did some interview questions again with what, how, can, do, when, what, okay? And then who and why. You asked to fill the blanks and all that as well, right? Okay, so for today's class, we're going to be looking at Lesson 2 Extension and Details, page 108, warm-up exercise, and also the grammar focus of past progressive. Okay, but before we go to past progressive, let's have a look at page 108, warm-up exercise. Warm-up exercise, look at the pictures above and what is important about them. Okay, so we have 4 words. We have clean water, home for plants, clean air, home for animals. We have in the pictures, there's 3 pictures containing wetlands, rainforests, and coral reefs. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to write some sentences about each picture. Okay, so what is so important about them? Example, wetlands. What is wetlands so important? Why is wetlands so important? Why is the rainforest so important? Why is the coral reef so important? Right? So you need to write the picture. You need to write about the pictures. In this case, because we can't talk about the pictures, we're not in class. Okay, so you need to write about the pictures with using the 4 words of this distinguish what is important about them. Okay. All right. Now have a look at the grammar focus. Grammar focus, past progressive. I remember we've already done that before, right? Okay. So what is past progressive? Well, past progressive shows that something happened and continue, okay? And continue what? And continue to happen for a period of time in the past. Okay, something that's already happened, but it's still continuing happening, but it happens in the past. For example, I was listening to music last night. I was listening to music last night. So the word was listening is past progressive. Okay, it's past progressive. Because what was he doing last night? Right, he was listening to music. Because ing, he was still listening to music last night. But he told us about what he did last night happened in the past, but he still continued to happen. Okay, so I was reading a book last night. I haven't finished the book, but I'm still reading the book, right? And the other one was I was eating dinner. I was eating dinner with my parents when you called. So when the time you called me, I was still eating dinner with my parents, okay? So I was eating dinner with my parents when you called. What was the other one? I was reading a book when my sister cried. Last night. Okay, so what happened last night was I was reading a book when my sister cried last night. Okay, so that's something that happened and continued to happen for that period of time, but it happened in the what? In the past. So it's very important. That's why it's called past progressive. So it happened and continued, right? Happen and continue to happen. Okay, in the period of time in the past. Okay, all right. That's not very difficult. I think past progressive, we've already done past progressive so many times in our writing right? So that's nothing. It's not new for you. Okay, don't worry about it. More exercise and more exercise to come, so that you're familiar how to use it and when to use it and what sentence can be put in there, okay? So we use past progressive when we want to talk about something that happened and continued to happen in a period of time in the past. All right? Okay, not much for speaking tutor 1A for today's class. I'll see you tomorrow for my next video. All right? Goodbye, everyone. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow for my next video. All right? Bye-bye.